Okay, after Sean, Sarah, and Vicente, after they defeated the mailman, there was mail on the floor, and they picked it up, and it was a message from Shenra building, and it was it was about Wutai, where Sephiroth was from. But there was a soldier first class Genesis that wiped up the building, and now they must find clues that he has vanished. So, as Sean and Sarah and Vicente got done eating their burrito, they went to Shenra building. And when they went in there, Director Lazard were talking to them. And he said, "Are you guys all tagged?" And there was this guy named Sang came in, and he said, I'm coming with you." So he was like, "Well, you must get suited up and take your sword." So Seth got the Buster Sword, Sarah got the bow and arrow, and Shaw got a dagger. And yeah, everything was gonna be good. Sarah was thinking. It was like, yeah, we'll be all good, said Sean. So, as they went, as they got to the helicopter to go to Wutai, everything was getting good, and they were just thinking. So, as they were flying, they looked down, and they saw some buildings that weren't even on fire. So when they got down, and they just checked the whole place, and then Vicente was like, "I wonder what happened. It's all quiet. Sounds deserted." And then they walked to the village, and they saw this old lady. Yeah. And she was like, "Help us, please. There's this guy named Genesis." It was like, "Oh, we know him," said Sean. We're here to take him in custody. Yes, we will do that. So, and then something bad happened. There was like a weird ball out of nowhere, just like doing something. It was like transforming. They didn't know what's going on. So, Sean said, "I think this could be Zack." He was like, "Well, yeah. He was the leader with Genesis after the S cells." And Sita was like, "No, this can't be." So, Sean, like, took out his sword, and Sita took out his sword. And then Sang and Sarah just hold back. He was like, "Well, are you guys gonna fight?" He was like, "Yes, we are." And then he said, "First, you have to catch me first." Oh. What? Wrong one. Nope! Okay. So, Zack said, "You gotta catch me first." And then, so there was these, like the S cells, bad people. So they were charging at us, and then Vicente and Sean took them out. And Vicente was like, he ran so fast that he punched the guy up in the air, and what blah blah blah. It was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And Sean just like cut him with his sword. His dagger turned orange and all that stuff, and it sparked. And then he said lightning blade, and then it was like boom, and it hit like to the other building, to the other building. It was like good. And then they chased after Zack. It was like, wow, his power level is going up. It was like, well, my power level is still stronger, said Vicente. Yeah, it's pretty cool. and then he was thinking of something. He went into they were looking for Zach, and they went into a house, and then suddenly there was like this ghost or something, and then Sean threw his dagger, and it did nothing. Set to try to slice it, and then it did nothing, and then it had like red eyes. And I was like, what is this thing? And then the thing was like talking. His name was Ryuk or something. Yes, Ryuk. It was pretty cool. Yeah, his name was Ryuk. He got all crazy, and his eyes turned all red, and then he was like chasing us, and then he was like, um, I'm gonna kill you guys. So, and then Ryuk was like, well, with my Zeus power, his power grew black, and then he was like flashing or something, and then he hit Sean, and Sean like blasted, and then I was like, damn you, and then he like cut him, and he did a flip. No, wait, wrong song. Sorry. Okay. So, as Ryuk stands tall, he took out a blade and it was black. Everything was black. And he was like, Bankai! Then Vicente was like, whoa! His power level is over 9,000! He was like, over 9,000, said Sean. Sean got up. And then he was like on a pile of bricks or something. He got up. And he was like, well, let's fight. Then Sean did a front flip, and then he tried to slice Ryu, and his sword went through Ryu, and he was like, wow. And then he punched Sean. He went blah blah blah. It was like, oh, and then Seth was like, ah, boom. And then his sword actually could peer through him, but he like stabbed it through, like it got stuck, and he was like, wow, that pain didn't even feel a bit. So Vicente tried to punch him, and it actually did work. And then he was like, ah. Ryuk, and then he took out a book and wrote Vicenta's name on, and then Vicenta got cursed by poison, and then Sean came up and then sliced the book in half, and then he was like, no, said Ryuk. Ryuk was like, his eyes like turned blue, and he was like, this is the power of Gaia! And he was like, boom! It was like exploded it. Yes. And all that was real bad. Okay, after that, a, a good light came out. After they killed Ryu, a flower bloomed, and they looked up in the sky, and they were just thinking, my name is Sean, and I must have more power. So there were sparkles coming down, and that was only the beginning to find Genesis and stopping Sephiroth once and for all. And stay tuned for next episode. Stay tuned for next episode. What the? Okay. Stay tuned for next episode of Sent This Final Fantasy Story Part 2.